pile those rocks up there. See, some of that stuff was a retaining wall that was right over here. They had some steps, boom, 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 all the way up, and he was trying to be as careful as he could, but he, you know, because the wall, the footing, the stem wall, boom, 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 kind of like that black one over there. See, right there. It was like that. That went all the way down there. Wow, that was interesting having him pull that up. And once he got a lot of it up, lots of the concrete was just crumbling into little smaller pieces, and that's because when the fire burned, it was so hot that it compromised the concrete footings and the stem walls. And they did this thing called a ping test, P-I-N-G, where they tested out the consistency and the strength of the concrete before they decided, hey, are we going to tear this down? First off, the owner had to decide if the concrete walls were still strong enough. Are you going to rebuild the same house, or still do the test and decide, okay, are we saving the concrete, the stem walls and the footings and all that kind of stuff, or are we tearing it down? And in any case, after they did the ping test, it was determined that the concrete was too weak. It was too brittle. It didn't reach the consistency of the pounds per square inch of the strength of the concrete. Wasn't strong enough at that point. It didn't really take them very long. They took this little tool and it kind of had a spring thing on it and something else where they would push it, and then it would have a spring thing on there, and then they could tell the density of the concrete, and they did some other testing of the concrete and that kind of thing. And it was like, well, no dies. See, lots of that is concrete when they tore up the walls over here. And see, in some sections, the concrete came out in big old huge chunks. You see that big chunk over there? Came out in big pieces. But then in other pieces, it just was kind of brittle. He's doing good. He's doing a pretty good job. I mean, once he gets down to here, if he's still waiting for the truck at that point, then I think he'll start working on that other outside wall there. I think there's enough room for him to get over there and start pulling that. So, you know, you gotta work in strategic time frame, especially if you're waiting for the trucks to come. Because once the truck gets here, you know, you don't want those guys just sitting there waiting for too long before he starts filling them up. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, look what he is doing. He made a hole there, and now he's dumping all of that other stuff down in there. Is he going to leave it down there? I don't know. Maybe he thinks they can use that for fill for later on. I thought he was going to grab all that stuff and throw it in his pile. I'm not quite sure why he's doing that. Pretty amazing how good he is with that thing. Okay, good boy. See, he was just loading it kind of up in that little, that was funny. He kind of made a little ditch there to fill up so that now he can take a fuller scoop of that loose stuff. Wow, that was a good idea. I was hoping he wasn't going to cover it up. I thought, that's not like him. to do that. You wouldn't want to do that. Okay. This guy, all he's doing is, his job is to rip this all down and throw it all away. And then he's got a little, see, he's got a little bobcat up there. Right there, and he's got a smaller little mini excavator up there. I don't know if they're gonna actually use that for anything. He just happened to have it on a flatbed with the bobcat, I think is what happened, and they used that little mini excavator on the other job too. But he'll take that bobcat and he'll come down here, and then he'll get all this dirt smooth after they pick through all these remaining little bits and pieces. See, he'll do the best he can with all this kind of stuff, but then some of this looser, smaller crud, they'll get the bobcat to do, I think. They had that other job looking really nice. I also was talking to the general contractor who's running this job. Or I talked to the owner. That's what it was. I talked to the owner, and I think he said that the guy's charging him $29,000 to rip this all down and to throw it all away. So $30,000 just to demo the concrete footings and all of this, the stem walls and all that. All of that other debris. You know, if you were watching me before, where they took all the charred remains out of here after the house burned down and all that. That, I showed you that was a different cost. And the same guy kind of worked on that, but they didn't have a big old excavator like this. They had a medium-sized one. They had one in between this one and that other one. And man, that guy did a really good job on that. Okay, see, now he's starting to break that up over there. And when they tore all that other stuff down, the burned debris and all that kind of stuff, that was almost $60,000. Can you believe it? A good chunk of that was because the landfill charged them because they had to do a test of the material, and they decided it was toxic material just because of the burned material, and they had to pay, oh shoot, I don't know what it was, over $20,000 for just the landfill, dumping all the material in the landfill and stuff. So for a house this size, this was like 4,500 square feet, something like that. For them to tear all this concrete out and to take all the burned out debris and for the dumps and all that kind of stuff, you're talking just a little over $90,000 to do this. So, you know, obviously if you have a smaller house, it's going to be less. But hey, the insurance company is paying for it. That's a relief. All right. See, he's kind of working on a footing over there. I don't want to walk over there and get too close to him. I think I'm good. I think I'm good on that, don't you think? He's got most of that, all those concrete footings out of there. He's just kind of digging up, see, to make sure, and now he's kind of spreading some of that other dirt over there, which is, you know, what do you do with all this loose dirt? This one, for tearing out all the burned debris and stuff, he had to come in here with the truck and dump a whole long bit of dirt over on that section to build a ramp for him to get down here. Then he had to take that dirt that was there, and then he had to move it over, and now he's sitting on top of it. Now he's respreading it. And the guys whoever builds on this lot, you know, all this loose dirt and stuff, they're gonna have to probably dig up the loose dirt and decide what to do with it, and they may have to get rid of it, get it out of here, because you can't dig footings in through this stuff. You know, you've got to get down to solid surface first, before you start digging your footings. And you wouldn't want to take all this dirt and try to compact it and then dig your footings in through this compacted dirt. I don't think you want to do that at this point. So see all this dirt, loose dirt like this, he's just going to take it and kind of push it all out and make it flat. And then they're going to run over it back and forth with the bobcat when he gets all done. But the next guy who comes, he's going to have to dig it out. He can't really use this. So it's quite the process. You get a house that's burned down, unfortunately, to redo it. You probably have 10,000 or more just to get rid of all the loose dirt before you could dig the footings. Now see, most of this dirt, there's quite a bit of loose dirt going up this here, but not all of it. You know, lots of this was underneath the house, and so lots of this is strong enough dirt. But you know, I feel sorry for the guy who comes in here getting ready to build the footings. You know, they'll have to really do a number on this and get most of this stuff out and do a compacting test and all that kind of stuff before they do the footings. That'll be interesting in itself. And this next time, before I was telling you, this was not a concrete subfloor, but this next time they want, if the owners decide to stay here and rebuild, they're gonna have put a concrete subfloor down here on this walkout and not do it how they built it before. Before they had a wood floor out here. So it just kind of depends how you build your house and how they want to go about it. He was taking his bucket and flattening out everything sideways. See how he takes his bucket? Look at that. He's just making that nice and flat. He's pulling up a little bit of the dirt of the grass. There used to be some grass there. I don't know if he's gonna grab that and kind of throw that stuff away or what. I think he probably will. He's probably getting all the loose stuff. We'll see. He's just gonna flatten it out. That concrete out of there, get it loaded up. He must know when the trucks are going to be here. So he's doing a little sprucing up down here while he's waiting.